Hi everybody, good morning. I'm flying along here outside Miami Beach, Flightsim 2024. I am flying on a ASUS ROG18 laptop, 17-inch laptop, i9, 4090 based. Everything's set on ultra at a frame rate of 70 right here along the beachfront. As you can see, everything is nice and smooth. Some turbulence there from beach lift and thermals starting to form in the morning, as well as potentially buildings over here at one point. But I wanted to discuss the frame rate and performance on Ultra, see what other people get. A lot of flight simmers believe that laptops can't do flight sim at all, if not well, but here's some proof they're wrong. They certainly can. I'm fortunate I do have an i9 4090 based laptop, which isn't all that common. Something that you need to really buy from a specialty retailer. It's something you cannot get at Best Buy at all. I wouldn't even try, because if you did, you're going to be disappointed. Look at the sky. It's beautiful here over the shores as we head towards the city. Miami, densely packed, should be one of the worst places for frame rate for the most part. I'm going to gain a little bit of altitude as we talk about the performance and settings and such. Right now I'm still getting up in the upper left corner 80 frames a second here in Miami. Let's take a look at my settings for a second. I go to settings and everything on default. This is the key to me. Throwing everything back on ultra works better for me in the laptop than it does cutting back any of the settings below this tab. I've tried this over and over the last 2 years or longer in all the Flightsim versions, and I found that for some reason when I go back to ultra, everything just seems to work better. I don't know the reason for this, but I've heard somebody tells me it has to do with a pipeline or this or that gibber jabberish, but somebody who knows a lot more of it than I do, and it seems to make sense. They've said that often you can push, it's better to push the video card maybe. Anyway, I'm on default for me, which is 2K res, TAA, the most nicest, sharpest resolution. DLSS for frame gen, which is normal for you want to use for GeForce cards. And everything else is by default, completely ultra. So there's no cutback at anything. The only cutback I do, or cheat to help frame rate, is not use live traffic. I've used live traffic so much. I love it, but it just doesn't work well, and I don't know if it ever will. It's going to always cut back frame rate to some extent, create little gibbers and little jabbers and stutters and stammers now and then as it loads airplanes. There's just no adjustment for that, and as far as I know, nothing really seems to help it run, so I've just given up on it. I usually listen to an ATC audio program, but I don't want to deal with live traffic until it's fixed, because I don't want any interruptions in performance, even at smaller airports or whatever. Now I'm on a hotel Wi-Fi, so I'm not getting a lot of loading. That's why some of the graphics look terrible, and partly some of it is just the streaming, which I don't like, as most people. But right here it looks particularly beautiful. As we approach downtown Miami, frame rate of 80, cooking right along. In the outside view as well. It looks pretty darn good to me, and it's running nice and smooth in the default Cessna. I downloaded the Grape style livery on flightsim.to for the default 172. And there we are, right over the city, densely packed, everything ultra. 63 right now, 64 down there, straight ahead, 66 frames. $60 there. $68 on the side. And put the autopilot on for a second as we head over to the MIA International. Just a couple miles ahead. Get my heading bug over there. Here we go. The big airport's over there. Still some turbulence, a little bit of turbulence. I just made a video about turbulence rising over buildings. It's really quite amazing what they've done here for the turbulence, chop, and thermal activities. Right over that stadium, that's neat. The runways are in sight. We can just come straight in here with a tailwind to shorten up the video. I try not to make videos that are too long. This is probably one of the longest ones I've ever made. But I'm just curious what everybody else is getting on performance. Some people ask for my settings, so I wanted to show those as well. And by the way, too, NVIDIA control panel, all default. I just hit default and leave it. I've never bothered, well, I have bothered, that's a lie. I have bothered tweaking that many times. But over the last year, I've given up. I've put it all on default. And once again, leaving on NVIDIA control panel on default seems to work better for me. So I don't have any fancy tips here for performance. Basically, just throw everything on default and see what happens. You might be surprised. I don't know if it'll work for you. It has worked for me. I don't know if it's a laptop thing or maybe a 4090 thing, but everything on default, even on the max detail setting, just seems to work smoother. As we come bobbling right into the airport here, the sky looks amazing. Keep the speed up a little bit high, as you would at a large airport. I'll just land with flaps up, why not? A little bit of stutter over that road there for some reason. Flight path vector showing a good touchdown ahead. It would be nice to fly a real skyline with these fancy glass cockpit Garmin. And here we go. Time to add brakes. Tiny bit of a stutter there on landing. I still think airport detail's loading, but for one of the busiest airports in the Flightsim world, not bad, showing 52 frames a second right there, the worst I've seen almost. Oh, there's some more stutter. It's just not perfect, but it seems pretty good to me. What do you guys think? How do you perform at Miami in the default Skyhawk? Just curious what everyone else is getting. I don't know if anyone else is on a laptop either, compared to mine, but love to hear your results. Thanks for watching.